In markets like these, auctions are sometimes our greatest tool in making sure that we're not leaving money on the table.
The auction method is by far the best. It's true price discovery, as one of my old bosses, Jim Odell, used to always say, is true price discovery. This is how we find true price, and it's through an auction. A lot of people try to trade in the country, which is fine if that's how you want to do it, but you never know what they're truly worth unless you put them up for auction and you have more than one person bidding on them.
But at the end of the day, this is still a people business, and having the right team of people can be instrumental in finding the right purchaser for your products.
Get in with the right company that has the right people working to sell those cattle, that know who needs those cattle, that know who to market those cattle to, and then they can build that deal, and then they can take that set of calves and market it to whether it's 15 or 35 different people that they know that are in the market for that particular animal. It all goes down to the people that know who need that certain type or that certain, whether it's program cattle or whether it's just a set of feeder yearlings that come in this tight window that they need to fill a pen or whatever it may be. It still comes back to the people that know it.
Today on episode 446 of the Working Cows podcast, we're going to talk to Ty DeCordova, part of the team at Live Ag, about the work that they're doing to help farmers and ranchers market their livestock and equipment, among other things. And this episode is brought to you by Ranch Right and Red Summit Advisors.
Welcome to the podcast that gives producers a platform to discuss and share paradigm-challenging practices. Practices that have increased the effectiveness of their operation and the joy that their families have received from this lifestyle.
Howdy, everybody. It's Clay Connery, host of the Working Cows podcast, recorded exclusively in the Understanding Ag studios. Very excited to be joined today by Ty DeCordova. He's part of a new group of people at Live Ag that are doing what they can to bring technology to the marketing game and help people to market their cattle to a broader audience and to find out what those cattle and even equipment and other things, horses, other livestock, what they're worth on the open market. So we're going to talk to Ty about the journey of this startup that he has been a part of over the last few months or over the last couple of years, and we're going to talk to him about that journey and about some of the value, what he sees as the value in what he's doing to help people with true price discovery. And we'll have that conversation right after this word from our sponsor today, Ranch Right. The year's halfway done. Are your financials up to date? Don't lie. We all see that stack of receipts in your pickup console or the stack of papers over what used to be a computer. You've got plenty going on, and we know in summer, no one wants to be tied down inside crunching numbers. Let the team at Ranch Right update your financials and give you the peace of mind that comes with having things in order. With actionable financials, realistic reports, and monthly updates, you will not be disappointed in the quality of service that Ranch Right offers you and your business. Don't let paperwork take you away from the summer sun. Visit ranchrightllc.com to learn more. Ty, thanks for joining me today on the Working Cows podcast.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having us.
Yeah, I'm interested in the journey that you've been on with the new venture that you've started recently. So just tell me a little bit about the business that you're in.
Been in the livestock industry my whole life, marketing cattle one way or another with my family. My dad and grandfather, they had a water buying company here in Groesbeck for years, and then my great grandfather owned the first sale barn here in Groesbeck way back then, and back in 2006, me and my dad and my brother bought a sale barn in Buffalo, Texas that my brother owns and operates today by himself. We worked for a video company Dad started back with Spear in 1989 probably, and I worked with them since I was old enough, and then kind of branched off last year. Started a company with some guys called Live Ag. It's a video company, online platform. Satellite, sell commercial cattle, purebred cattle, had a few horse sales on our platform, and then, just launched our equipment deal here this last couple weeks getting our equipment side launched on it too. We partnered up with three companies out of the East, UPI, United Producers Inc., out of Columbus, Ohio. I own probably 30-something cell barns out east there. And then Tennessee Farmers Co-op, which is the largest federated co-op out east in Laverne, Tennessee, just right outside of Nashville. They own several co-ops and joint ventures. So it's been a real good partnership. They stepped in there and come after us, and it took them about a year to get us to commit to them. And, they had good visions. They have really good backing, really strong faith companies, both of them. CEOs are really, really good men, God-fearing men that really caught my eye when we chose to make the journey, make the switch. As me and my partner Jason always talk about, it's all in His timing and God's timing on what we do and how we go about it. It took me 40 years to figure that out, but some of us are slower than others. So, it's been a good journey. I think He's got a plan, and as I share with our team a lot, God's given us a platform. God's given us a talent, and yes, we are to use it to make a living, but we are to use it to grow the kingdom as well. That's the main point. So, if we'll keep it kingdom vision and kingdom driven, if it works, it's His will. If it don't, it's not, and He'll give us something else to do. But we just got to keep mindful of all of that. So that's kind of my journey. I love the livestock industry. I love the auction industry, period. I'm kind of a addict to auctions, I guess. That's what I tell people. I can't go to one without raising my hand most of the time. But, I love marketing cattle. The industry's full of great people. It's all relationship based. It's all, they become customers and they become family. So that's kind of how we try to build it. So.
Yeah, and as I was telling you before we started recording, I share the weakness. First of all, I'm 41 years old. I've been a pastor. Coming in December will be 19 years. So I'm still learning that God is doing the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm with you. It's His timing, and being patient. That's why it's one of the first fruits of the Spirit, right? That's listed. So, yeah, but. The other thing is, I share the affliction for the auction, and we rescheduled this podcast. I appreciate your graciousness in rescheduling, because I was driving to Kansas when we were supposed to be recording this last time to pick up a horse that we bought on an auction. So
great.
That's how that goes for us too. So
yeah.
Talk to me a little bit more about kind of just the differences and maybe the similarities and the opportunities presented by the local sale barn and the video auction, and kind of how you see those two in the way that they work together.
There's a place for everything. There's no doubt. But selling at auction, in my opinion, whether it's live ag, video auction, or your local sale barn, whatever it might be, the auction method is by far the best. It's true price discovery is one of my old bosses, Jim Odell, used to always say is true price discovery. This is how we find true price, and it's through an auction. A lot of people try to trade in the country, which is fine if that's how you want to do it, but you never know what they're truly worth unless you put them up for auction and you have more than one person bidding on them. So I'm a firm believer of an auction, whether it's a live auction or whether it's some kind of platform where you list them for sale and you have multiple people trying to buy them. So there's a place for everything. People always asked us when we bought the sale barn and operated it how we could work for a video company and also own a sale barn. Well, in my opinion, it goes hand in hand. You can get them all that way. You don't miss none of them. If you're doing your business right, if you're taking care of your customers and you're steering them in the right direction, that's the main thing. You got to worry about their bottom dollar before you can worry about yours. So that's one thing Dad always taught us growing up. If you'll keep them profitable and you'll keep them happy, yours will come, and they'll stay with you for a long time. That's the main thing is, I've told people plenty of times that stick with what you're doing. It's working. And that might not have been doing business with me, but there was no need in me getting in the way when you were making it's working for you. I would love your business. Don't get me wrong, but right now, keep doing what you're doing. When you need me, call me. That's how I look at it. But as far as the difference in the sell bar and a video, on the video, you ship them right off the place. The buyers send the trucks. Yes, you have shrink there, but you'll have shrink at the barn too. So there's just little differences and the stress on the cattle is a lot easier in my opinion. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think it ends up with a better end product for the person who's buying them in a lot of cases where they do have that reduced stress. Like they woke up, it's kind of like playing a home game, right? You wake up in your own bed and you go down to the baseball field to play the game. It's better than driving all night and sleep in some hotel room and then getting up and going. I just think that there's some of those things can be advantages and there's advantages on the other side too, but you just got to learn to maximize the advantages, minimize the challenges and move forward like that. So I think that's helpful. Can you talk to me a little bit about how the process works as far as you guys approach it? What are you guys doing? How does somebody kind of walk me through the process from beginning to end of getting in touch with you guys, getting set up, having an auction? What does it look like?
It's a pretty intense process, really, for as far as the backside goes with all of the people we have working for us. But as far as consigning your cattle, it's really simple. Just, you can look up on our website at live-ag.com to find the rep nearest you, or you can give us a call and we'll send one to you, whatever's best. And they come out there and they'll write a contract up for you, kind of walk you through it, video your cattle, and after that, it's just wait till sell day, and we take care of the rest. We'll build a online catalog. We'll send that out, mass email that out to all our buyers, put it up on social media and our website for anybody else to see. Then sell days up, we start setting up the day before about noon. We get all of our TVs and all of our audio and phone banks set up and roll right into the auction next day. It's we got a really good crew behind the scenes. The ladies in the office and Banning in the production studio doing all the videos and editing all them, and the reps sending all the videos in to them and getting them edited in time. We got a pretty streamless process, and we're working through mainstreaming or mainlining that to where it's all a simpler process for them, but we're still building a bunch of that out. As being a new company, we're still work in progress on some of that, but it's building and getting better every day. But so, as far as getting a hold of us, it's pretty easy to find us. So.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So talk to me a little bit about like, what is the sale day look like? Is it many different ranches selling at the same time? Is that how that works? I mean, consecutively?
Yeah, that's, that we've had, the sales we've had so far have been stretched out from cattle selling from California to Florida. I mean, so, and they're going to get more stretched out as we go. The bigger we get, the more we grow, the more customer base we get, the bigger our rep base gets. We're being pretty cautious on our rep base, trying to get, grab them reps out there that got a pretty good book of business or are well known in the industry in their area. And we got quite a few new guys here pretty soon that are going to come on that we're going to launch out there in the West and up North. And we're kind of excited about those. We'll have quite a few summer sales. We got one in Shipshewana, Indiana here coming up the 26th of June. That'll be kind of based out of the East and have quite a few cattle on it from over there. Then we got one in Boise, Idaho. The boys out West are ramping up, getting cattle ready for that. And then we got to go to Casper, Wyoming in August. So it's kind of a very big, vast, but it's regionalized. You know how everybody sells them kind of different times. So we just kind of had a big East run with all the grass time yearlings and everything. We just kind of finishing up that shipment. The next week or so, they'll clean all that up, I'm sure. Then we'll kind of get into some more stuff, some calves and some fall delivery stuff. So
Yeah, it is interesting though how the industry has changed right over time. I remember, and shoot, we're maybe going back 30 years now, that there was a sale barn rep who sold his calves on the video and got fired from the sale barn for it. And now, a lot of those video calves will run across the scale at the sale barn, get weighed there, and
yeah,
the sale barn will get some portion of that, a commission or whatever. I don't know if it's full sale day commission or anything like that, but they'll get something for it and everybody's happy, right?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Just kind of funny how that has all changed over the years.
Yeah, it's that my grandpa told my dad he was crazy when he was going to go to work for the video company, and it turned out it worked out pretty good for him. But it's the time, it's the day and age that we're at. Technology, we're a livestock company and we're equipment selling company, but we're also a technology company. So we got to keep that in mind as we grow here, that we got to grow with the times. We don't want to lose our foundation, our fundamentals of the livestock industry, but we also got to grow with the times and stay fluent, stay flexible, and stay, vision thinking, out of the box thinking is what I speak to our team all the time about. Is don't stay stagnant and don't stay right here in this moment. Always be looking forward and looking around at different things. Never think you got it all figured out, because you won't ever have it all figured out. Learn something new every day and try something new every day. So that's kind of our motto and our goal here.
Yeah. So, I mean, really the onus or the burden, as far as the rancher is concerned, is just reaching out to you guys, getting set up, and then you kind of, once that contract is signed, you guys kind of take it from there. Is that how that goes? And
oh yeah, well, we'll send them a master seller agreement, which they'll read through in detail and sign that. And then once they sign that, we just write contracts up. That gives us the ability to do business on their behalf, as long as they want to do business with us. That way, it's kind of hassle free for them. After that, they sign that one time and then it's over with. So they can call their rep up and tell them what they got. He can handle the transaction for them. They can talk about what they need for those cattle at that time, or what their mindset is on what they'll bring, and just go from there. So,
yeah, and up to and including, coming out and taking the videos and everything,
yep.
That's all done for them. It's not something that they've got to figure out how to do all that, right?
No, we go out there with a full service deal. We video them, we ship them, we write them a check that day. So
yeah,
it's pretty seamless process for them. So
yeah,
weigh them right there on the ranch, or if they don't have scales on the ranch, we'll weigh them on the truck, or if they got neighbors or a community scale or whatever they use wherever they're at. It just kind of depends on what part of the country and how you weigh them. So
let's take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsor today, Red Summit Advisors. As a Red Summit Advisors agent, Austin Hart doesn't just guess when it comes to structuring your PRF coverage. While most agents run just a few cookie-cutter options, Austin uses their proprietary software to check every grid, every coverage interval, every combination, so your policy fits your land, your rainfall history, and your operations goals. PRF is about managing drought risk year after year, giving your ranch a fighting chance when Mother Nature doesn't cooperate. If you already have PRF coverage, it's worth asking, could your policy be doing more? Austin Hart is ready to take a hard look at your current policy and show you what's possible. Get started now by visiting redsummit.com/now. That's REDD summit.com/now for 3 instant, no obligation quotes, or call Austin directly at 307-343-5670. Red Summit makes PRF easy so you can keep your family on the land. Call 307-343-5670 today. Talk to me a little bit about the startup journey. I'm always interested in entrepreneurial stories, and that's kind of been my journey is in life. I've been a small business owner, basically since a couple of years after my wife and I got married and have owned a few different small businesses in that time. And so I'd just like to hear a little bit about kind of how you guys got started and some of how you're aiming to, serve even smaller producers with better tools.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of took a long time to decide to do something like this when you've been somewhere for so long and been doing a certain thing for so long and you're comfortable. It's kind of hard to step out on, I guess it would be stepping out on faith and believing in yourself. And that's kind of where we were. Took a lot of prayer and a lot of discussion internal with my wife and my kids on making this move, because it is a big move for our family. And once we decided to do it, it was pretty peaceful. I thought it would be I thought you'd get worried or I'd stay up late at night thinking about it all the time, but it was pretty peaceful. So I knew it was the right move at the time. I knew it was the right move. I mean, it wasn't nothing that really ever bothered me once we decided to make the move. It was just the toughest part was, leaving some guys that you've been with since you was old enough to see them. The guys you've known all your life, you grew up with, you were your mentors, they were your heroes, and then grew up beside them, worked alongside them, and then, then they looked up to you as you got older, and they taught you enough, and you learned from all of them. You kind of brought that all together, and that was kind of the toughest part. But as far as starting a business, it's been really fun. I guess that would be the right word for it, is fun and challenging same time. I'm not an educated guy as far as college goes. I got my education in a set of cattle pens, sorting cattle with my dad, shipping cattle with him, going up and down the roads, buying cattle at sale barns, working at the video companies. My dad put me in a place and surrounded me by a lot of the industry leaders. So that's where kind of I got my knowledge is soaking in from them guys, and taking it in, everything all the guys you were around, just taking it all in. So when it come to some of that stuff, it all flowed pretty good until then sometimes you get in the middle of it. I told Jason of that. I said, well, maybe I should have went to college. I'd understand this spreadsheet a little bit better, or how to work with Excel or whatever this computer stuff is. But some of it's a learning process for me, which I've liked. I've learned a lot, and the two other CEOs and one of the owners of the Oxen, which I didn't forget about him. I failed to mention them a while ago. Oxen, it's a tech company that's another third part of the deal. That learning so much from those four guys that it's been pretty interesting to lean on them for some knowledge too, and just a new way of thinking. So it's been really interesting surrounding yourself with a great team. We built a really good team to help us to go through this with us. So I'm proud of the team Jason and I built. I'm proud of the leadership we have above us with the CEOs of the different companies. They've been very, very full of knowledge for us and helpful. So as far as building the deal, it's been fun. It's been challenging. There's been some times that you're like, uh-oh, what'd we do? But it's going to pay off in the end. I've never not had peace about it. So, and we pray a lot about it. So that's been pretty good.
Yeah. And I think that is, one of the things you mentioned there is the key of just having that team and, maybe you're not up on all the spreadsheets and everything and how those work, but surrounding yourself with people who are, or people who can help you learn, is really one of the biggest keys to success in my experience.
Right. Correct.
Yeah. And so talk to me a little bit about kind of the way that this platform enables you guys to help smaller producers and some of the challenges that they're facing and some of the ways that you're helping out in that regard.
On the smaller producer side, I mean, you selling load lots is kind of what we do, split loads, or, it's bringing a broader buyer base to them as far as a nationwide buyer base. I mean, we haven't reinvented the wheel by no means. I mean, there's some companies out there that are doing it and doing it well. We just kind of wanted a piece of the pie, and we thought we were capable of doing it. But we do think we're going to have better tech, as far as better platforms and better ways to do it. But That's kind of my opinion, and they'll have their opinions as well. There's some of them that have been doing it a long time and do it really well. But once we get done building it, the way we're building it, it's getting built by cattle people that are in the trenches every day. They're out there sorting cattle, shipping cattle. So it's the mind behind all of it is somebody that's been doing it a long time. Several of us that have been doing it a long time, and we kind of bring all them guys together and we do roundtables and talk about the different ways that we think it could work better. So the user interface and the backside of the rep side of it is all being built by people that are doing it daily, and that's what we're really happy. We have an IT group that's helping build this thing they're just using our brains to do it. They have the skills to do it, but they're using what we do on a daily basis, and we're giving them the tools. We're telling them what we do and how we do it, and they're making it easier for us. It gets kind of tough sometimes because they'll ask one question 72 different ways because that's how their mind thinks. But when they get through building something, you're like, wow, how'd you make it do that? It does it just like I would think through the process to do it. And that's what we like about it. When we get through with our bidding platform and our back office system and everything for everybody, it's going to be pretty neat because it's going to flow just like we're used to doing it old school, but it's just new school. So.
Yeah, very good. Talk to me about the nationwide representation. What are some of the things that, just the advantages or the opportunities that are unlocked by being able to see and access that nationwide audience?
The best example I can get on that is the elite marketing group that we teamed up with out of Alabama. Jerry Etheridge, Daniel Stokes, Wesley, and them guys down there. They had a video company. They've had it for the last 3 or so years. I think that's how 3 or 4 years they've been doing it. Flew out there in December, made a deal with them. They come on board, become reps with Live Ag, brought all their business with them, and we started selling their cattle on our video sales. Within about the third sale, they come up to me and they said, "We've never had 15 different buyers on one of our recap before." And that goes to show just sheer, I mean, they've had a video sale, but they've been regionalized because of the way they built it and stuff like that. They were regionalized to the east. But once they got on a more national platform and more national, not that we did anything, it's just our marketing did it, and then the sheer hands that we can reach, the people that we can reach with that marketing, social media and all that stuff. That's proof in the pudding right there. I mean, they'll testify to that all day long, that it's made them be able to be bigger. It's made them be able to grow and make their business bigger because of the national reach. I mean, there's people looking for cattle all over. They just got to be able to access them. So, and we're steadily growing that buyer base and steadily growing that group on a daily basis. I sign anywhere from 5 to 10 to sometimes 20 a week new buyer agreements. I mean, so.
Yeah. And I think that really marketing is one of the things that one of the biggest levers that we can push in this industry from the cattle owner side, just the way that we market, and actually just thinking a little bit more about our strategies and how we're going to approach marketing and how we're going to find the right buyer for what we're raising, I think is one of the biggest levers that we can push. Do you agree with that?
100%. The marketing it's getting easier. It used to be a newspaper or whatever, you send an ad or whatever, but now it's at your fingertips. I mean, you can do so much with social media nowadays that if you get a good person that's taking care of all that for you and knows what they're doing, that marketing can change your bottom line tremendously if they're doing it right. And we're building us a pretty good marketing team at the moment, and Katie's behind most of all of it and doing a really, really good job, and kind of proud of the work that we've done on that side for sure.
Yeah, give me some examples of just ways that people can and have moved the needle on marketing calves specifically. I really think that's one of the bigger opportunities is if the cow-calf producer would take some time and go out and find the audience that's looking for the specific kind of cattle they're raising. I really think that has a big potential to make a big difference. Can you give me some examples of ways that they've been able to move that needle?
On that deal there is get in with the right company that has the right people working to sell those cattle, that know who needs those cattle, that know who to market those cattle to, and then they can build that deal, and then they can take that set of calves and market it to whether it's 15 or 35 different people that they know that are in the market for that particular animal. But it all goes down to the people that know who need that certain type or that certain, whether it's program cattle or whether it's just a set of feeder yearlings that come in this tight window that they need to fill a pen or wherever it is, whatever it may be, it still comes back to the people that know it. So, and then they can build that marketing tool. Just like today, I sold some cattle there on our LAX page, and CJ is one that manages that. So I just sent the link out to several different people that he knew were in the market to buy those big feeder steers. And within 10 minutes, they were gone. And then we put another deal up in 3 minutes, they were gone. I mean, it's just knowing who to market to and how. And now that we're getting all this new tech that we can geofence and we can target, retarget people that we know are buying certain things. It's kind of neat that you can do all that now. But you got to have the right people that know to do it and know how to do it. And that's way above my head. I just kind of tag along on this marketing meetings, and I'm trying to learn as we go here. But some of that stuff's pretty cool that they can do. But you have to have the people that know how to target them. So,
yeah, talk to me a little bit about what you're doing with the exchange.
Okay, it's just a listing site where we place cattle up there with an asking price. So they are priced so people know what the seller is thinking, and then it's kind of a negotiation from there. Whether you put a bid in there or you just call in and talk to CJ or myself or whoever you want to talk to on the team, and we kind of negotiate with the reps and the seller and the buyer and get the cattle sold. That's a really good tool in a market like this. And when this thing goes to running up there and you want to try to get some cattle marketed in the hot market, and you don't want to wait for a sale that's a week away or however long, you got to wait. But that's a really good tool, and we use it a lot. We got certain customers that like it and would rather be on there than they would be the video auction. But you still have the same exposure. You still have the same people looking, the nationwide buyer base that's still there, that's got access to it. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a pretty neat opportunity. It sounds pretty helpful. Talk to me a little bit about you guys marketing more than just calves, just yearlings, and some of those things. Are you guys serving a broader spectrum of people looking to market different kinds of animals,
such as like breeding
stock or stuff like that?
Yeah, we're working on a deal, and I don't think I'm ready to talk about it just yet, but we're working on a breeding stock deal there that's going to be pretty neat for this fall. Once we get it finalized and get it out there, maybe we can talk again. I'd probably like to come back on and share about it, because it's going to be pretty neat. What we're going to do there with a 1-day deal. I'd like to come back on and visit more when I have it finalized. I don't want to talk about a whole lot about it now, but we're in talks with some guys to come aboard with us to start repping cattle for us that have a big purebred, not a purebred, but a big commercial female deal already. They want to join forces with us, join up with us. They want to tap into the commercial feeder calf and the calf side as well, and they think it'll be a good team and a good fit to come with us. I've been in talks with them for about a month now, and it's coming along really well. We just kind of dot the I's and cross the T's to get it all across the finish line, and then let them talk to all their people and let them know that what they're doing. That's why I really don't want to talk about it just yet. But when he gives me the go green light to talk about it and to advertise it, we will. And like I said, I'd like to come back, because it'll be some cows that can come back in y'all's country that would be really good to advertise through y'all. But
sure.
As far as breeding stock, yeah, we're working on that. We're working on that side. We sell a lot of beef dairy cross calves. Have quite a few big customers in the beef dairy cross deal. That's been pretty neat to watch grow the last 5 to 10 years. It's been pretty cool how they've really made a pretty niche market there. That market's pretty neat. It was pretty neat to watch grow. Like I said, that them things are pretty predictable. And it's a good source of meat. Purebred side, we got a lot of purebred sales, bull sales, female sales. Like I said, we're going after a few more horse sales as we go here. We're growing that purebred team every day. As far as our purebred partners go, Margot and Blake, they're growing that team really well to add more people on to get more sales. As far as techs go, partners go. So, but that's kind of what we target: feeder cattle, calves on cows, beef dairy crosses, bred stock, purebred cattle. I mean, just kind of well versed. Just like I said, we launched our equipment deal here 2 weeks ago, and that thing's getting kicked off. We'll have more on that in another couple of weeks when we decide to launch our timed auction side of that, and it's exciting. There's a lot of big things coming.
Yeah. So on the purebred deal, will those sales run similar to how the calves and the yearlings go, or are they going to be one producer sold on this day?
Yeah, one producer. What we'll do is we just offer a platform and a online service for those purebred people that already have sales, that already have their own sales. We are working on trying to come up with another plan on the purebred side. Like I said, once we have it ready to go, I'd like to talk more about it too. We're doing a deal to throw more of that on a listing site, so we're excited about that too. So.
Yeah, and on the beef dairy cross cattle, I toured a feedlot owned by one brother and a dairy owned by the other brother, and they were breeding those Holstein cows to some Wolf Limousine bulls. If they didn't catch to the Holstein AI, they'd breed them to those Wolf Limousine bulls, and then take them right over to that feedlot, and they were really excited about how they performed in the feedlot and the way that they were, like you said, predictable and just real good quality cattle seemed like. So I think that is interesting that you call that out too.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of data back on that. We work with a big group at LO there that raised feed a lot of them, have a calf ranch there, and we get a lot of their feed data back on how them things kill when they feed them all the way through. And man, that data is it's pretty good. It's pretty neat to see that something that didn't have much value, now they got a lot of value. So.
Yeah. And you kind of just think from a bigger picture perspective about how all this fits together and how opening up these opportunities for smaller producers to have better tools and marketing and the opportunity that makes for rural communities and rural entrepreneurs to be able to have a better shot at success. I think it's kind of an exciting opportunity that you guys have there.
You bet. I mean, that's what we're here to. We're here to serve rural America, in those industries. And there's nothing better than a good, genuine farmer or rancher. That you can sit down and get a relationship with and do business with for a long time. I mean, it's a relationship business, and that's how we try to handle it. So.
Yeah. Do you have specific things that you think are kind of bare minimum non-negotiables as far as marketing calves off the ranch and some of the things that you see, hey, these are the things that need to be done, and maybe these are the things that are nice to have, or is it really just all about finding the audience?
There's things that need to be done for sure. I mean, as far as selling them the way we sell them, they need to have some vaccinations. They need to have, we always thought one round of shots was good, but we're getting more and more. We're 2 rounds of shots is the baseline. 1 round of shots below that. So I don't know. It's just people need to come up and understand that the vaccination protocol and the minimum protocol are a very important thing. That thing's grown a lot, but there's still people out there that want to try to get by with the very minimum. The more you put in one, the more you're going to get out of it. So, and also, we was talking earlier about slides and weight stops and stuff, and this slide deal's getting more, the way this market's going up and the way it's running off there, that the slides getting more prevalent, where these slides are going to have to be bigger. These weight stops are going to have to come into effect. You're starting to see a lot of the buyer base push back if you don't have a big enough slide or a weight stop. And that's when it can happen, is when the buyer base will kind of stand up and say, look, guys, you're going to have it for us to participate. And we're starting to see some of that for sure. So, but as far as non-negotiables, yeah, I mean, if you're not going to do it right, then, if you're not wanting to help yourself, then it's going to be hard for us to help you. So.
Right. Yeah. So you're talking kind of like a branding time shot and a preconditioning shot then, or what?
Yeah, a branding time shot and there's some parts that you can't do it. I mean, the country just don't allow it. I mean, we understand that. Just at least get one shot in them, and then like a VAC 34 would be the ideal. A 2 week prior, the week day of, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then, do you think that there's a big enough difference in castration technique to make a difference, or is that kind of that one?
I don't see that. I mean, as long as you get it done right. I mean, I'm kind of old school. I mean, a knife just works great for me.
Right. Right.
But a lot of the people like to band them now and are using Bedizo or whatever they're called. But a knife's, you got them if you got that knife out. So
right. Yeah, I asked a vet out of Canada one time about banding at birth, and I said, "Is that something that you struggle to get both all the time?" And he said, "Well, can you count to 2?"
Yeah.
I said, "Touche," but knife cut at branding, then
you got
break,
it.
Whatever, didn't slip out or whatever, so I just think that is probably the most sure thing deal right there.
Yep. Fact.
Yeah. Any other thoughts, things that kind of lessons that you've learned over the years, or things that really stand out to you as marketing advice, or techniques, or things that you think really are worth pointing out here?
No, not really. If you'll just do what you said, I mean, if you put in a contract, do it. If you're going to do it, put it in a contract. Just simple as that. If there's going to be a one-eyed, crooked-headed, 3-eared calf on there, put him in there. If they're going to be the best walking, put it in there, but make sure that the cattle are what the contract says, because that day of shipping is coming. So, you got to stand behind that. And that's kind of been our motto all the way along. I've seen them rolled up many a different ways, and you get to laughing at some of the descriptions, but that's what they are. That's what's coming. One bobtail, 3 blue eyes, and a one-eared. I mean, you're going to get them. They're going to be on the load. So just do what you say what you do. So.
Right. Yeah, I think that is a good point about, if you're going to do it, you might as well put it on there. If you're going to go through the work of gathering them up and running them through the chute again, you might as well add that to the list of reasons why somebody might consider buying from you as opposed to somebody else. And I think that's as good of a point as just doing what you said you were going to do.
Yeah, be real specific on your breed types. I mean, that's key. I mean, more info the better, and your vaccination protocols. I mean, list them out, list the shots out, list what product you use. I mean, there's certain people that like certain products, and if you got them on there, they're going to try to buy your cattle. Just a breed type. That's another thing. Just real key that you need to have on there.
Yeah, so for sure. Well, yeah, no, I appreciate the perspective. This, I think, will be out in time for some of the sales that you mentioned earlier. We'll have links to it in the show notes page for today, and look forward to, just developing a relationship going forward. Like you said, you get some of these other opportunities a little more developed, and you come back on and talk about them. I'd love to have you back.
You bet, man. We can't thank y'all enough for having us and what y'all are doing out there to educate everybody. And man, we just appreciate what you're doing for the industry and the kingdom. I mean, just thanks for all you do.
Well, thank you, Ty. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time today.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Very good stuff there with Ty. Really appreciate a good startup story and the journey that he and the team there at Live Ag have been on. Would encourage you to check out some of the auctions they've got upcoming. There'll be links to the Live Ag website in the show notes page for today. You can check that out at workingcows.net/446. Looking forward to the next episode of the Working Cows podcast. We're going to welcome Luke Jones back to the podcast from the team at Understanding Ag, and we're going to have a conversation with him about the need for diversity and the economic stability that diversity brings to an operation when we've just been doing one thing in the paradigm and maybe been stuck in a rut. How do we get out of that? How do we find new opportunities? And what are some of the benefits of that? So looking forward to sharing that with you coming your way real soon on another episode of the Working Cows podcast.
We invite you to visit workingcows.net to subscribe to the show via iTunes or Stitcher. You'll also find detailed show notes pages, resources from our guests, and the industry leaders who have influenced them. For more ideas on putting your cows to work for you in a more profitable way, tune in next week.